Could anyone in this room answer these simple questions? What do represent those two figures? We are in million euros here. 150 on one hand and 1.5 billion on the other. Any idea? Please. Sorry? Could be savings. Yeah, not bad. Excellent, actually. Here we have two figures representing the total range of significant potential savings for our French states related to its healthcare budget. If we decided with Professor Baumelou to start this presentation with those two figures, it's for two very simple reasons. First reason, you and we all know that our macroeconomic context at the time is a very challenging one. And it's very good to know that as an industry, we can contribute to rebalance the books of our country. That's true for France, that's true also, as you know, for many other countries. And what we want to emphasize in this introduction is that today, because of the microeconomic challenging context, we have an opportunity, a specific one, a new one, to reinforce all those benefits, all those economic benefits related to switches, related to new way of looking at drug switches environment. The second reason why we started with this range of potential economies, links with switches, is because economic benefits are only one part of all the benefits that will come after changes within the switches environment. Economic benefits are, I would say, hard, strong benefits, but they are all the soft benefits linked to switches. Benefits to patients, benefits to self-driven patients, benefits to doctors, benefits to pharmacists, benefits to all the actors, all the stakeholders of the healthcare sector. So that's the reason why we wanted to make sure that those soft benefits would be taken into account, that we created within the study that we are going to detail in a minute, economic scientific board, independent one, led by Professor Alain Baumelou. And the responsibility of that board was to reinforce, assess, communicate all the soft benefits linked to changes within the drug switches French environment. So that's the introduction. Before we enter into the detail of the methodology, and don't worry, it won't be too detailed, just quick words regarding our French market and its context. It's very simple to keep in mind one thing and to see one thing. We belong in France to an under-potentialized OTC market. How can we see that? Well, simple. Here you see the average of the OTC market share within the pharma market in Europe. In France, we have only 6% part of the pharma market dedicated to OTC. It's a total market of 2.1 billion euros. And the good news hidden behind that bad news is that there is clearly huge opportunities to grow and to double the size of this OTC market in the coming years. Second element of context, why do we have an under-potentialized market? Well, barriers of development, many of them, two are significant. The first one is a succession of reforms, of layers of reforms added one to another in the past 30 years, creating a challenging environment to work with. All the French industry players know that, but also to be understood, and to be understood mainly by our patients. Second barrier of development, we have a cultural welfare state where reimbursement is at its core, and clearly where self-driven patients today occupy the backseat. So, under-potentialized markets, strong historic and cultural barriers. Simple question. Is there a future for self-medication in France? And that's simply to answer that very important question that we, Afipa, which is the French Association for OTC drugs, that started this new study with a clear goal to ascertain the potential of the French self-medication market, looking at this assessment from the drug switch change regulation viewpoint. This study was done with Celtifarm. Celtifarm is a French consultancy firm, did a very, very good job in a very limited amount of time. They are among the leaders of their markets, and it's been a pleasure to do this job with them. The study was conducted for the first quarter, during the first quarter of 2012, and I have the pleasure to hand over to Professor Baumelou, who is going to tell you a bit more about the methodology of this study.
Why two people for a talk? Because we are French, and we are different from all other people. I was interested this morning by the talk of Chris Vibacher for two reasons. First, the sentence that this market is a patient-centered market, and it was the center of the topic of our colleague of Royaume-Uni, of United Kingdom this morning. It seems very important from a medical point of view. And the second reason is about the talk of Vibacher is the interest for the traditional Chinese medicine, because I developed since 3 years in La Pitié-Salpétrière a center for the study of traditional Chinese medicine and different methods of treatment. At me too, it seems to me that it's the same interest that for the self-medication market. I will present to you the methodology used for this study, because we are a scientific committee composed from pharmacists, from medical doctors, some universities, some non-university, and we are in charge to consider safety and safety and interest and responsibility of a switch of a great number of molecules in 37 indication, medical indication from the ANSM, Agence nationale de sécurité du médicament, c'est la nouvelle agence française, previously AFSAPS. As you can see in this slide, in our first review, we determined 34 indications, particularly interesting for self-medication. And in this 34 indications, 114 molecules or a lot of combination of drugs. In the second part, we work on a second group of drugs which were determined by the fact they are in other markets, US, Australia, and other European countries, in 15 indications and for 29 molecules or combination of drugs.